Hey, Kerry Sullivan here with another How to Kick Ass in Sales.com video, and today is all about why you don't want to focus in on winning. So if you're familiar with my videos, you've heard me say that conventional wisdom is almost always wrong. And here's one piece of conventional wisdom that is wrong, and that is to focus in on winning. If you listen and talk with the top sports psychologists out there, like Timothy Getherway, Lanny Basham, for example, and you look at some of the top coaches out there like Bill Walton, John Wooden, Pete Carroll, these guys do not focus in on winning, right? And it's the opposite of what you would think, because they've had unbelievable results, cranking out tons of gold medal winners and dynasties of all types, but they never focused in on winning. So let me give you some examples of the kind of processes these guys created for their people, right? And a lot of the time they don't really talk about sports psychology, they talk about a system, right? Lanny Basham, a lot of people like to say that he's a top sports psychologist. He goes, I'm not a sports psychologist, right? I'm a management, I'm a system guy. And that's what I teach people how to do in their minds. So that's another really important factor in really having the right mindset with this stuff, is it's a system. And one of the things that these guys always focus in on is the process, right? Get into the process and be the best you can be in that process. So let me give you an example of this. Lanny Basham was working with a professional golfer who was struggling, and he went into this tournament after working with Lanny, and on the last putt to win the whole tournament, he hit the putt, and people came out, and his wife came out and was hugging him, and he asked her, he goes, "Did I win?" Right? And the reason he asked this is because he was so in the moment and staying in the system and in his pattern and in his influence of thought, that he was just focused in on hitting every shot the best he could, right? And just staying focused in on that moment. Another example of this is the baseball player Manny Ramirez was famous for striking out and then staying at the plate, because he never realized that he was striking out. Again, just staying in that moment, not really keeping track of the score and what was going on that way, just doing the best he could in each of those moments. So this is something that top coaches will emphasize as well. So John Wooden was a guy that told his guys every single day, I want you to live it like it's a masterpiece. And every single practice we come in here, we're going to live it like a masterpiece. I mean, this was a guy who day one showed his players how to put on their socks perfectly. So he just wanted everything in that moment, in that practice, to be perfect. And Bill Walton was another guy that talked about that too. You know, just being the best you could be in the moment, and the winning will take care of itself. That was a phrase he was famous for saying. So why am I telling you this as a salesperson? Because as a salesperson, or salesman, whatever you like to call yourself, sales professional, that's the right word I'm looking for here. A lot of the time we get caught up in getting the sale, right? In getting the sale. And I'm going to close this guy. But what happens, and this happens in sports too, is when an athlete focuses in on winning, their body will start to tense up, right? They can't think as freely and flow as freely and really let their subconscious mind do the work, because your subconscious mind is the supercomputer that knows what to do. It's the same thing in sales, right? Once you start to learn things, you can turn things over to your subconscious mind. You can just stay in the moment and stay in that process, right? And when you're doing that, again, the winning will take care of itself. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, you know, you're going to get your no's. And again, your no's, you just want to look at that as like, okay, next, on to the next one, because you're going to have those failures. So this is my tip of the day, is don't focus in on winning. Focus in on your process and just being the best you can be within that process, and the rest is going to take care of itself. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. And if you want me to make you a video, I will make you a video, and I'm more than happy to give you a shout out on the video as well. So this is Kerry Sullivan. I'll see you on the next How to Kick Ass in Sales.com video. Bye-bye.